Okay, so you were supposed to go back across this double crochet mustache row with the double crochet popcorn and the double crochet just regular ones in between and kind of see how that works out. So I decided to save this little joining spot for the video so you can see it. So what you're going to do, after you do these, you're going to count up, maybe I do around 3 from the beginning, so you have your popcorn right here, then I count 1, 2, 3, and then I connect with a slip stitch into that one. And pull it nice and tight so it connects really well. Then you're going to turn and go back across with just kind of loose slip stitches across the top. Because if you do it too much tighter, it can make the mustache part tight, and you want to be sure you keep it nice and loose, unless of course you find out later that it fits them kind of tight, then you can go back in and maybe kind of skip a stitch there in the middle and it'll make it a little tighter just on the outside after you're done. But for now, just do slip stitches across the top, and then you're going to do the same when you join here. I count up 3, maybe including the one that it's already connected to right here. You just kind of have to look and see how you want it to fit, but I'd go up probably about to 1, 2, let's see, probably about 3, probably just 2. Just again, it's kind of just hold it up to your face, decide how you want it to fit, but most of the time 2 or 3 is pretty safe. And then, since you finish back across the top of that mustache, you are going to finish off with your single crochets back up this side from where you connected. You did single crochets down the other side and then made the mustache, and now you're finishing off with the single crochets up the top. That's why you had to slip stitch back across the top of the mustache. Okay, so you'll do your single crochets there. It should round out to about 9 or 10. And you're going to probably chain 1, and then you'll slip stitch along this edge piece right around here so we can start working on the other side. So you'll kind of chain 1 just to help even it out a little bit, slip stitch down the side, and then chain 1 or 2 again, depending on how long it takes for you to, how much room you need to be able to keep working on this next side. So then for row 4, we're going to do 5 single crochets, but we're going to try to include that buttonhole. So you'll do 1, 2 single crochets, then chain 1 and skip 1 stitch, chain 1, skip 1, and then do 2 more single crochets. And here on the bottom you're going to be working in these little tiny stitches underneath. There should just be 1. That's your leftover from your chain row. So you do your 2 and then the skip 1 for your buttonhole right there, and then 2 more. And then now we're going to do 6 double crochet popcorns up this back side right here. So you'll do 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet popcorn, and again the popcorn stitch is 3 double crochets in 1 stitch. And since the popcorns are on this opposite side, what we're going to need to do is go through the front. You'll go in through the front and pull it through the back to make it pop out to the front. So that was 1, 2, and then 3, 4 is going to be your second double crochet popcorn, and then 5, and it looks like already you need to be careful of these. You see how there's, I don't know if you can see that, but see how there's some bigger stitches and then there's like a little small one in between there and a little small one after this big one. You're going to want to be sure you count those, because those are stitches, and if you don't count them, then your numbers are going to be kind of off. So be sure that you're including those into your work. Once you have your 6 double crochet popcorns, we're going to move to 6 triple crochet popcorns. So it's the same thing, just do triples instead. So you do 1 triple crochet, see how it's getting taller right there, 1 triple crochet, and then in the next stitch do 3 triple crochets. And then we're going to do a popcorn just the same as before. Go in through the front, pull it back through behind so you have a triple crochet popcorn stitch right there. See how it's getting bigger? Now you're going to do 2 more sets of those. 1 triple and then 1 triple crochet popcorn. Sorry, I'm kind of moving fast. I recorded this video previously, but it was too long for YouTube, so I kind of messed up the file and now I have to redo it, so that's why I probably sound like I have a cold. And my sweater's a little different, all those things you'll notice between the first video and the third. But I tried to keep it mostly the same, so I wouldn't throw anyone off too much. Okay, so I think I have my 3 triple popcorns. You see how it should be looking, kind of gradually going up. And then now we're going to be doing 16 triple skips. And so this is also when it gets really important to watch out for these little skip stitches. Because when you did skips on this first bottom row down here, it leaves all the little skip chains right there, just little tiny stitches in between. So make sure you look for those because that'll throw your count off if you don't. So most of the time, if you're doing the counting right, you should be doing these triple crochet popcorns in the skipped stitch. So you should be able to fit in there pretty easy. It's a nice tight loop to hold your stitches together. So you'll skip 1, and then triple crochet popcorn around for I think 16 stitches total. So it should start to kind of curve in a little bit. This is the part that's going to form right under your chin. That's where we have all those skips in there. Sure hope these videos are helping everyone. I've really done so much work on this pattern and everything else, but your eyes just get so tired of it that it's hard to really know what you can do to change it. When you've seen the pattern, created the pattern, and you don't know what else you can do to help people understand it, so I always really appreciate feedback, and I might have said this in the video already, but really, it'd be nice if you could let me know the things that you have a difficulty understanding so I can make it easier for everyone else. So we're going to go back through and count all the skip triples that we have. So look for your last regular triple crochet, and then it's kind of easier to count from the popcorn that you see the first one that you skipped in between. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, so I have 2 more sets to do. So this is the 14th. Now I'm going to skip 1 again and do the 16th. Oops. And then we're going to repeat what we did on the other side. So you're going to do 6, alternate between triple crochets and triple crochet popcorn stitches in the next 6 stitches. So I did 1 triple crochet, and then I'm finishing my second popcorn. So your beard should be kind of looking like this. See how it's curving in a little bit? That's what it's supposed to look like. So I believe that's 4, 5, 6, make sure you go back through and check your work so you're on top of the counting. You don't want to mess up on that. It's always nice to keep the sides even. So then we're going to go back and alternate between a double crochet and a double crochet in popcorn for another 6 stitches, I think. Yep. That was 5 and 6. So I can make sure, yep. So around the back side it should start looking the same. You've got your triple crochets and then it goes down to your smaller double crochets right there, and then you're going to finish off this little end here with your buttonhole again if you want it. If you don't, you can just do 5 single crochets, but if you do want it, then you'll just do 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets, chain 1, skip 1, and end off with 2 single crochets right there at the end. And it looks like that's all I needed to fit on this video. I guess I went a little faster than I might have needed to, but here is what your beard should be looking like. It looks pretty much, it just kind of looks the same as the other ones, but now it's starting to curve under a little bit and adding some depth to the chin and starting to bring in that curve so it fits under your chin. And then the next 2 rows are just going to add a little more onto the side and do a lot more form-fitting stuff right there under your chin. So the next video will go over rows 5 and row 6.